AITA for not allowing my grandmother around my baby because of something she lied about when I was 15. I'm currently 28, female. I am married with 3 kids, 4 twin boys, 3-month-old girl. My grandmother is 71F. Back when I was 15 my mom had a set of twins, boy and girl. She was put on bed rest because the C-section she had went wrong and she lost a lot of blood. Where she needed help and I went to school full time, she invited my grandmother into our home, free of cost, to help her out. At some point or another my mom had threatened to kick her out because every morning my mom would check on the twins to find my brother missing. My gram, who is extremely overweight, had been taking my brother from his crib and was sleeping with him on her chest on the couch. My mom told her multiple times to stop and she refused, so my mom threatened to kick her out. My grandmother's way of retaliating was to tell my mother, who had extreme postpartum depression, that my sister, 2 months old at the time, rolled off the bed and fell onto the tile floors. This never happened. This obviously caused extreme panic on my mom's end, which made her spiral because she was already suffering from the postpartum. Because of this, I don't want my grandmother anywhere near my baby. I lived out of state when my twins were born, so she didn't see them until they were 2 years old and she was never allowed around them alone. However, now that I live in the States and have a baby, she has been harping on me to let her meet my daughter. I kept telling her no, but gave no reason up until last night, where I reminded her that where I witnessed her causing my mom unnecessary panic, I would not be allowing her near my child because I'm not going to chance her doing the same thing with me. My grandmother lost it and really tried saying that that scenario never happened and that we made it all up to make her look bad. A lot of the family has also sided with her, she told everyone, and says that I need to let shit go and stop living in the past. I have been told that I am alienating my grandmother and that I am going to destroy her by not letting her build a bond with my child. AITA? NTA. That is a huge breach of trust, and the fact that you can't let the past go isn't evidence of you needing to grow up, it's evidence that your grandmother messed up so badly, you are still dealing with this 13 years later. My wife and I have no end of toxic family on both sides and fully support each other and anyone when it's necessary to go no contact. Contrary to what everyone says, you can choose family. The fact that she won't admit that she did that to her daughter means she isn't willing to take responsibility for her actions. She's still trying to manipulate people and it's unacceptable behavior. NTA. Nata. You are under no obligation to let her meet your kids. In fact, you'd be doing a disservice to your kids by letting her into their lives no matter how brief a time. Stay strong and protect your babies. I have been told that I am alienating my grandmother. Just respond, yes, I am, on purpose. Grandma isn't entitled to a relationship with you or your kids. NTA, but you should ask her which it is. Are you making it up, or are you living in the past? Tell her to pick one and STFU about it. You don't need that drama in your life. This was my thought too. She not even a good liar, going from you're making this up to hurt me to you need to let things go and not live in the past is a huge leap. I think it further proves she shouldn't be around your children. AITA? For being upset at my sister getting my college fund money. Hi, I am 17F. My sister 21F was always a rebellious child but never got in trouble. Our grandfather left us both funds for college in his inheritance. The only catch was to actually go to college. My sister was the party animal and she got pregnant at 18. My parents took care of everything. She still live with us with no father in picture. I wanted to start looking for colleges now to be better prepared, but turns I have no money left. I'm literally sobbing while writing this. My parents took my entire money and gave it to my sister. I raised this issue on Christmas and I'm being blamed for ruining Christmas and not loving my niece or my sister. Told them yes, I really hate each and every one of them. I feel like an asshole for that. My parents have offered 10k in exchange to calm me down, but that amount was literally 80k. They are now telling me that I'm greedy. Please Reddit, help me. Am I really the asshole? Should I take what they are offering me right now because according to them this what they have got? NTA. Seek legal advice. Sounds like you may have been screwed out of an inheritance that should have rightly been yours, and Reddit can't help with that. Don't accept any money from them that isn't the full amount. Sounds like you need to find a lawyer. If that money was explicitly left to you for education, then it should not have been touched. Also, WT heck did your parents spend, I'm assuming, 2x80k on NTA to said hospital bills, sister and baby? This is where my money went. NTA. If your grandfather left it to you in a will or any other legal document, you may have grounds to sue for the money. I can? NTA. Talk to the executor of your grandfather's estate. You need to not let this go. They stole this money from you. They are totally in the wrong here. Not only are they making your life worse by taking your college fund, they are setting a pattern here that will continue for the rest of your life if you let it slide. AITA. For not giving up my room because my half-sister wanted it as a Christmas gift. I, F16, live with my mom and her husband. My mom and dad divorced when I was 2 and she and her husband had another kid, my half-sister, 14. I visit my dad here and there but not often due to him traveling a lot for work. Recently I've grown into liking anime and other things, so I asked my mom if I could rearrange my room. It was super plain and depressing at first, so it felt good to add color and lots of decorations, posters, LED lights, pictures. It took nearly 3 weeks, but it came out super nice and it overall makes me a lot happier to be in. Last week, my half-sister went into my room while I was visiting my dad to celebrate Christmas early, and she told her dad she wanted my room because it looked nice to her. When I came home, my mom told me about her wanting my room and I said no. She said it would mean a lot to my half-sister and I could take her room and redecorate that one. Said no again, and that if she really wanted a room like mine she could decorate her own herself with their help. My mom said she was just a kid and wouldn't be able to do all the decorations like I did, and it would be simple if I just redecorated the other room. I was angry my mom would even suggest I give up my room I worked hard for and even spent my own money on everything but the paint. Her husband offered to give me money to decorate the other room without spending my money, but I still declined. My mom called me a brat and said I was almost 17 and should grow up, that I wouldn't be in the room any more than another 2 years, so it wasn't a big deal to give it up. Her husband called me selfish and said I was crushing his daughter's feelings and that was the only thing she wanted for Christmas. His words were op. How could you crush your little sister's dreams and be so selfish? I get it's just a room, but I still don't think it's right that I have to give up something I worked hard for because she went into my room without my permission, something they didn't even care to acknowledge. My mom has been trying to convince me to give her the room, and I said if she takes my room then I'll remove all the decorations. She has been mad at me for nearly 3 days now. I feel like an awful person for letting it get to this extent. AITA. Editing to add, my sister isn't willing to decorate her room with me. I've offered and she said no. She just wants my room for what reason, and I refuse to decorate her entire room by myself. Edit. Thank you to everyone who messaged me and commented. You guys are all too kind. I've tried all day to get my sister to agree to decorating her own room, but she doesn't want to. She's been making a lot of comments hinting that she would just take my room when I go visit my dad again. So I talked to my dad about the whole situation and he sided with me and said I wasn't obligated to give up my room. I told my mom, even my dad agreed, and she still doesn't care. A lot of you are right, this isn't the first thing my sister wanted and got to have in those cases. I have a really good relationship with my dad, and where I live, I'm old enough to stay at home alone while my dad is gone. A really nice person messaged me and suggested I go live with my dad, and when he comes home next week I'll talk to him about it then. If people can stop me asking to post my story, that would be great. I don't want my mom to happen to come across it somehow or my sister to see it. Please don't post it. NTA. 1. Don't sell yourself short. It's not just a room. It's your space, your hard work, and your passion. 2. Your mom has it backwards. You only have another 2 years in the room, so it's actually a big deal to give it up. 3. Your mom's husband has it backwards. Your little sister is the one being selfish. 4. Disregarding the original owner's hard work and wishes and taking something away from that person shouldn't be labeled a dream in any situation. They're distorting everything. You're not an asshole in the least. I'm sorry this is happening to you. NTA. And I'd like to point out this is how adults end up being entitled assholes, because mummy and daddy swoop in to fix all their problems for them and giving into every demand they make, no matter how unreasonable. If your mum and stepdad don't want your sister turning into an entitled brat, they need to nip this behavior in the bud real quick. Edit, thank you for the award. I've never had one before, smile. NTA, this is an absolutely ridiculous request, and a 14-year-old is perfectly capable of hanging her own posters. NTA, what the hell? It's your room. I don't even get why switching the rooms was an option in the first place. I mean, politely asking you to help your half-sister decorate her room too? Sure, that's a reasonable thing to ask, but just guilt-tripping you into giving up your own room as a Christmas gift? Afook! Exclamation mark.